Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So this is a van chat. I've done one a little while ago and thought I'd do another one, and this is just some of the stuff I think about whilst I'm driving, or like some opinions I have. And this episode is going to be about social media. So this is things like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, sort of Discord. I'd count that as social media. Podcasts, things like that, and just maybe my experiences in terms of sort of dog handling, which one of these, what these social media platforms, how they portray, and whether I feel like they're the best platform for you to build something on, and maybe why I think they're not, or maybe why I think they do. I think every social media has its upsides, but I think it also has its downsides as well. So we'll just have a little chat about some of them. And the first one I'm going to do is Facebook. So everyone knows about Facebook, and I'd say in terms of security dog handling, Facebook is good for kind of communities, and there's a good page that I follow, Security Dog Handlers UK based. But what I've found in some of them kind of pages, not just specifically that one, but what I've found in sort of the Facebook world is that yes, you'll get good community pages like that where people will share, like obviously job opportunities, stuff that you can buy and sell, whatever it is. But also it can be quite a toxic place, and Facebook I think is renowned for being a little bit toxic. So if you are looking to grow your kind of social media presence on something like Facebook, you have to understand that there's probably going to be some toxic side. And obviously if you want to grow your platform, I think the same as any platform, if you want to grow your platform, you are, at the start it's going to be people that encourage you, but at some point you're going to start getting the toxic kind of stuff. And if you're going to be sort of putting yourself out there on Facebook as an individual and putting up your stuff, Facebook can be quite toxic, and I think that you can get hit quite hard, so you have to be ready for that kind of stuff. And Instagram, we all know, is a great place for people to kind of get themselves out there. And I feel if you can collaborate with lots of people, or collaborate with big, obviously, pages and things like that, you can obviously get a presence on Instagram. But what I've found with Instagram, a little bit like, so I had a golf Instagram that got up to about 7,000 followers, and I would say on that Instagram page, no one was really following it for my story, because I used to do a lot of reposting and things like that. That's how I got the followers. And I think Instagram's quite unique in the way that if you're sharing other people's content, or sharing, and it's kind of like a range of content, then you can get quite a big following on there. But what you have to be careful with Instagram, I feel, especially if you're doing sort of security dog stuff, is that the people that are following you for your story, and not following you because of maybe the reposts you do and different things like that. But I'd say if you're going to do Instagram, doing the reposting stuff is a good way to obviously gain a presence, but you have to just make sure that the people that are following you and are interacting with you, they are trying to follow your story. And let's talk about Twitter. So we all know, I would say that Twitter is probably the most toxic of all platforms. People send tweets without thinking about anything. They're not really, it's kind of one of them, they can throw rocks and they don't see where they land. And I'd say maybe it's not because I'm that into Twitter, but I would say that Twitter for me, in terms of security dog handling, doesn't have a big kind of presence. So if you're looking to get yourself a sort of an online social media presence in security dog handling, as far as I'm aware, I wouldn't say Twitter is the best place. Now, like I say, maybe that is not because maybe that's because I'm not big into Twitter, because of, like I say, people throw rocks and don't see where they land, and it's quite a toxic place. But I'd say that Twitter's probably not the best place, especially if you're going to put videos and pictures out. I would say that's probably not the best place for you to try and grow a presence. And then we have YouTube. So YouTube, obviously the place where I kind of have got some form of kind of community, or where people have noticed me the most. And I'd say that with YouTube, you can tell a story, and you can explain your kind of story and maybe explain your points a lot better than other platforms. If we quickly go over to TikTok is like quick, fast, and if you're not interested within the first couple of seconds, you've gone and people don't even remember you. I think that's one of the things with TikTok. If you're going to try and get a presence on TikTok, again, I think the same with kind of Instagram is that, yes, people will want to watch your quick videos and that, but are people actually following you to follow your story, or are they literally just following you just for your quick 10 seconds, 20 seconds videos? Because, like I say, with TikTok, if you're not interested within the first couple of seconds, people are on to the next one, because there's so much content out there. It's quite easy for them to go, right, not interested in that, what's the next video? And I do that with Instagram Reels. So Instagram Reels, sometimes I just sit there and I'll literally, within the first second, I'm like, yeah, don't forget about that. And I don't even really pay attention too much to who's even putting the video out. I don't follow many sort of pages from Reels or that I watch, because I'm not interested. I just want to watch that kind of 10-second, 20-second video, and then I'm on to the next one. But with YouTube, you can build a story, and if you can get yourself, people will be more willing to watch maybe a few minutes of your video before they go and look for something else, or they click onto another video, whatever it is. But what I've kind of found with YouTube is, if you want to get a presence, you need to obviously make it worthwhile for them to watch your videos, which is why I go down sort of the informational route kind of thing. But also what I've learned is to try and shorten my videos up. I found that a lot of the times I was putting videos out that were maybe 15 to 20 minutes long, and for a fair amount of people, they enjoy them longer videos. They feel like they're getting, because I only put one out a week, they feel like they're getting their fix, because they're watching a 15-20 minute video. If I put like a 2-minute video out on a Saturday, I feel like there's a lot of people that will watch that and don't feel like they got their fix for that week. So I'd say, from what I've seen on kind of my analytics, is that maybe somewhere around the 5 to 7 minute mark is kind of like the ideal. But I'll say if you can do anything under kind of 12 minutes, you've got a good chance of keeping people interested and getting people to the end of the video. And I've got a Discord. So Discord is like a community app, and it's a bit like a WhatsApp group, but people don't have to put their phone numbers out there. You can send links for people, and you can build like a community on that, and that's new to me this year. And to be fair, I've enjoyed it, and I feel like we've got some really good information out there. We've got quite a good little community on there. I think there's only about 30 of us, I want to say, but that's aspiring handlers, experienced handlers, and I feel like it's just a good place for people to get the quick information that maybe they need at that one time. So I feel like Discord is a good little in terms of social media. I'm going to count it as social media because obviously, like I say, YouTube is where I've got my community, but I've moved it onto Discord for certain people that want to be involved and want to get them quick answers. And if they have a question on a Tuesday or a Monday, that they can ask it there and then and get the answers. They don't have to wait until the Wednesday lives or whatever it is. So it is a form of social media for me, and like I say, I think that's been a big benefit. You can't run a Discord just solely on its own. It has to be, I feel like it has to be part of a community, whether that's a Facebook community, whether that's a YouTube community. So like I say, Discord I think is good, but obviously it can't run on its own. It's kind of like a side hustle to one of your other platforms. And then podcasting. So podcasting is something I've got into since I started doing security dog handling, and normal podcasts were like an hour long, and I've got really into them and found them very interesting, and especially with the amount of time we obviously have to listen to that kind of stuff. I feel like it's been one of the best places I've got to listen to experienced people, experienced dog trainers, or I mean I'm quite into my comedians, so there's a lot of comedian sort of podcasts I listen to, and it's just something to pass the time, and it's quite joyful. But that you can build a community on there, and I've thought about doing podcasting quite a lot, and I feel like it's something that I would like to have a go at, but I wouldn't be able to do it on my own. I'd need to have some form of like co-host, and I feel like with security dog handling and possibly the way in which it takes up a lot of time, that your family time, having to take another hour or 2 hours out in order to do a podcast, and that cutting into the minimal time I get to spend with my fiance, etc. I don't feel like it's something I can commit to, and I wouldn't want to commit to it where I do it 1 week, can't do it the next, then I do 2 weeks, then I don't do it for another week. I want to be able to commit to something, and that's why I feel like the YouTube's been good for me, because I've been able to commit to a video a week, and that's some of the reason why I haven't gone to trying to do 2 videos every week, because I didn't want to overcommit and under deliver, if you understand what I mean. So podcasting is something that I feel like you can get a good community, and there are some good podcasts out there. The Canine Paradigm's a good one that I listen to. I think you've got Working Dog Radio, I think, one of the other ones. But yeah, like I say, I feel like that's a good way in which you can do you can get like a community, and like I say, if you can get 2 of you with similar, with different kinds of knowledges, maybe one more experienced than the other, so there's always someone learning a little bit, but someone that you can bounce off of and maybe have different ideas. I feel like podcasting's a good way to try and build a community and an online presence as well. So they're just some of my thoughts on social media, and I'll say I feel like it's been one of the better things I've done, and I feel like getting an online presence I feel like it's beneficial in order to try and build a community. Now, if you're just happy being part of a community like mine, and you're quite happy just dipping in and out, then that's fine. But I feel like there's an untapped kind of market, and what I would say is that if you do go to try and be as a social media presence, don't try and come into it being something that you're not. And sometimes it's just about sharing your story, and I feel like that's what I've done, and that's what people have brought into on my kind of channel, that they've brought into me trying to tell my story and the things I'm working on, and just showing that kind of side. I've not come in and tried to show you something that I'm not. So like I say, there's lots of different social media platforms, and you can kind of choose maybe which one suits you the best. I'd say that YouTube suits me the best, because I like to obviously tell a story, and I can't tell a story or give advice or give decent kind of information on a TikTok video or an Instagram video, etc. So yeah, YouTube suits me the best, but it's not saying that maybe TikTok or Facebook or Instagram suits you the best. But just make sure that the people that are following you for you, and not for the content, other people's content that maybe you're putting out, etc. If you're doing like a repost page, because at the end of the day, I'd rather have 300 people following my story than 5,000 people just wanting me to repost other people's stuff so that they can see everything in one place. So let me know what you think down below in terms of all of the different kind of platforms, which one you think's are good, what you think is bad, whether you agree with what I've said about these kind of these social medias. And yeah, I'll see you again next week for another video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below for loads more videos, and I'll see you again next week. Cheers for watching, see you later, bye.